Hello vinyl community, this is Randy, back today with another video. Today I'm going to be doing another entry in the Blue Note 1500 series. So today's entry is for Kenny Doram's Afro-Cuban album, Blue Note number 1535. Kenny Doram. Kenny Doram is a trumpet player, born in 1924 in Texas. He's already been discussed several times in this series because he's one of the original members of the Jazz Messengers, and so he's appeared a few times in the 1500 series so far. This album was released in 1957. It was recorded in March of 1955 and was originally released as a 10-inch record. So it had a different number. It was part of the Blue Note 5000 series. And on that 10-inch record, there were only 4 songs on it. So here's the track listing. You can see that there are 4 songs on side 1 and 3 songs on side 2. Those 4 songs on side 1 were on the original 10-inch LP that Blue Note released in 1955. Then in 57, they added 3 more songs to it and released it as this full-length album. So this is a mono record. This is not an original from 1957. This is a Blue Note 75 from 2014. Blue Note 75s came with these cool inner sleeves that showed the sort of the history, I guess, of Blue Note, some of the records. I guess these are the ones that they were re-releasing probably on the 75 series. So yeah, Afro-Cuban is the name of this album, and that's a great name for it. It has the first side, anyway, as it was originally released with the 4 songs, all have very much of an Afro-Cuban feel. There are just like a big band, there's a large group of people playing on this record. So in addition to Kenny Doram, it's almost like the Jazz Messengers, really. It's Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Horace Silver on piano, and Art Blakey on drums. On this record, on the first side, on bass, they are using Oscar Pettiford, and they are also joined on this album by J.J. Johnson playing trombone and Cecil Payne playing baritone sax. So yeah, it's sort of like the core of the Jazz Messengers with J.J. and Cecil mixed in with it. And then finally, to top everything off for this album, they've got Carlos Potato Valdez playing congas on it. So those drums on those congas are what really gives it that Latin feel, that Afro-Cuban feel, I think. So yeah, on side 2, it's basically the same lineup with Kenny, Hank Mobley, Cecil Payne again playing baritone sax, Horace Silver on piano, and Art Blakey on drums. J.J. Johnson did not show up on the second side, and the bass player, Oscar Pettiford, is replaced by Percy Heath on bass. It doesn't give me any information here on when the side 2 songs were recorded. I assume they must have been recorded sometime around that time in March of 1955. So yeah, so the 2 sides are actually pretty different, though. Side 1, all the songs on side 1 have that Afro-Cuban feel to them. The very first song, Aphrodisia, starts out with the whole band playing, but then quickly breaks down. Well, it doesn't break down really, but just it goes to just almost like a conga break there right at the beginning. Drumming conga break. Really gives it that Latin feel before the rest of the band comes in. Aphrodisia is a very upbeat number, and Kenny and Hank and JJ all get to take solos on that one. It's interesting on the first side of this album with the 4 songs on the first side, the Afro-Cuban side. As far as I can tell, Cecil Payne does not get to take any solos on baritone sax. Kenny and JJ and Hank Mobley all take solos on each of the songs, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. Cecil Payne doesn't get to do that. He gets to, on side 2 though. He's also included on side 2, and he does do some solos on all 3 songs on side 2. So yeah, I don't know what happened with that, but I guess he was just there to. Well, I guess you can say on side 1, these it is rather a large group, and the songs are written out so that, like in the introductions, you'll get all of the horns playing together. And in fact, for some of the solos, you'll have the horns still playing in the background with the rhythm section too. So it all sounds really good. Every song on this album was written by Kenny Dorham, except for the last song on side 1, Bashir's Dream. That was written by saxophonist Gigi Grice. I read here in the liner notes. Liner notes are written by Leonard Feather. That song was commissioned by Kenny Dorham. So that song was written specifically for this album by Gigi Grice. The third song on side 1 is Miner's Holiday, which is a really cool sounding song. That is a song that starts out with the congas and the drums at the beginning, so it definitely has very much of a Latin feel. That song was recorded in November of 1955 at the Cafe Bohemia, the Jazz Messengers at the Cafe Bohemia. It's on volume 1 of that Kenny Dorham song. Lotus Flower, the second song on side 1, is the one that I guess has the least amount of that Latin feel to it. It's really, it starts out with a very nice piano introduction by Horace Silver, and it's really sort of more of a slow ballad. There's only a couple solos on that one, actually. Kenny and JJ, I think, are the only ones who really solo on that song. And then the side ends up with Bashir's Dream. Yeah, side 2 is more of a just straight ahead jazz. Doesn't really have so much of the Latin feel. There's no Carlos Valdez playing conga on side 2. They all are 3 originals though. Katie's Motion. The Villa is a very sort of a mid-tempo song, very melodic, and then they end up with Vanita's Dance, which really gives everybody a chance to stretch out a little bit. It's the longest song on the album. So yeah, 1955, the first side was recorded. Don't really have the dates for when side 2 was recorded, but the record was released in 1957. This album cover is a Reed Miles album cover. The photo of Kenny up here at the top is taken by Francis Wolff. The original cover on that 1955 album, also called that 1955 10-inch record, is a different cover, and it has pictures of 2 people on the front. I think it's Carlos Valdez on the cover with Kenny Dorham on the front of that one. So yeah, 1957 for this. Kenny Dorham, Afro-Cuban, mono record. Yeah, sort of I mean, I almost wonder why they didn't call this a Jazz Messengers record, because it was right there at the same time as all those were being recorded, but I guess they had their reasons for how they decided to do that. So yeah, very enjoyable record. I've been playing this one a lot lately, so yeah, check it out if you get a chance. Let me know what you think about this record. And yeah, thanks very much to Stephen over at In the Bass Clef for organizing the 1500 project. And yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for watching.